Once upon a time, on the edge of a crumbling coastline stood a village of fishermen. For generations, the sea had been their lifeline, providing bountiful catches and a livelihood for all. But one day the sea turned cruel, swallowing fishing boats whole in a terrifying storm. And a kind old fisherman who took the young hero, our story, whose name was Finn, out on his vessel every day never returned. His boat was dashed against the jagged rocks, leaving his son fatherless. Finn was only 8 years old, but from that day forward, the ocean became his greatest fear. Each night he would hear the mournful cry of gulls and smell the tang of salt and seaweed, and think of his father out beyond the horizon. As the years passed, the nets of the villagers came back empty. Children cried themselves to sleep from hunger, and the once lively village began to wither and die. Hope dwindled like the last ember of a dying fire. Finn grew into a sullen teenager, haunted by the memory of his father and the relentless crashing of the waves. He refused to set foot on a boat and would spend his days wandering the desolate beach, kicking at stones and sending the seabirds swirling into the grey sky. He watched the waves with suspicion, convinced the sea itself was cursed. Then one twilight, as Finn walked along the shore, the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, he stumbled upon something half buried in the wet sand. Brushing away the clinging seaweed, he saw it was a lantern, its glass cracked, yet it glowed faintly as if lit from within. A shiver ran down his spine as he reached out and touched it. In that instant, the glow from the lantern seemed to wrap around him, and his lungs filled with air as though he could breathe underwater. Then he heard the whispers, voices calling to him from beneath the waves. "Come below, come free us." He nearly dropped the lantern in surprise and fear, but he quickly lit the flame and held it aloft. As the shadows lengthened and the first stars twinkled in the darkening sky, the glow from the lantern intensified and enveloped him. Guided by its light, he stepped into the ocean without hesitation. The water engulfed him, yet he did not drown. Instead, it felt as though it were carrying him, pulling him toward the source of the mysterious light. Beneath the waves lay ruins, the remnants of an ancient city swallowed by the sea. Coral had draped over its crumbling spires and through its broken archways. Seaweed streamed like tattered banners. Glowing anemones and ghostly jellyfish drifted past, and strange, beautiful fish darted among the ruins. But it was not the vibrant colors or the strange, silent beauty that held Finn's attention, for in the distance he saw them, the souls of the drowned sailors trapped beneath the waves, their faces pale and eyes hollow, reaching out to him with fingers made of seaweed and bone. Fear threatened to overwhelm him, but the whispers grew louder. "Please help us," they cried. "Set us free." As he drew closer, he realized they were not monsters, just prisoners. Imprisoned by the sea, Finn knew he had to help them. But to free the souls and break the curse of the sea, he had to journey to the heart of the ocean and face its wrath. There was only one way to break the curse, to pass through 3 trials set by the sea. First, he had to navigate the forest of anchors where rusted chains dragged him down. But as he looked closer, he saw that the anchors were not dragging him down, but holding him back. So, he stopped resisting and released his grip. The anchor shattered and vanished into glittering showers of sparks. Next, he braved the whirlpool of silence where sound was stolen and doubt gnawed at him. The silence was deafening, pressing in from all sides. But then he remembered his father singing a lullaby to soothe him on stormy nights. So he began to sing the tune, his voice trembling at first, then growing stronger. And as he poured his heart into the song, the silence shattered. Courage spoke to him in the resounding echo of his own voice. Finally, he stood before the hall of the drowned king, the ruler of the lost city. Enraged that anyone would trespass in his domain, the king demanded, "Why should you live when so many have died?" Holding up the lantern, Finn replied, "Because I do not seek to live for myself, I seek to give back what the sea has taken." The drowned king struck at him with tidal fury, smashing the ground beneath his feet and hurling boulders the size of houses at him. But Finn stood firm, lantern blazing. With each swing of his light, chains shattered, freeing the lost souls. The lantern grew brighter and brighter until it burst, becoming a star beneath the sea. The souls rose up, whispering thanks before dissolving into the currents. And as Finn emerged from the water onto the shore, the ocean sighed, not in anger, but in relief. When the boy returned to the village, the sea was calm once more. The nets filled with fish and the people cheered. They called it a miracle, but only he knew the truth. Finn no longer feared the sea. He had faced its depths, its sorrow and its fury, and found his strength. From then on, he became a fisherman, not out of duty or fear, but out of respect for the sacrifice of those who died and those who lived beneath the waves. And when the lantern's glow shimmered faintly in the waves, he knew his father's soul was watching, finally free. They say if you walk the beach on a moonless night, you may glimpse a faint lantern's glow beneath the waves. Do not fear it. It is not a warning. It is a promise that even in the deepest darkness, light can be found.